This isn't a story I share too often because it is like a defining moment where I truly believe in like this universal unit, human connectedness of sorts. So it was April 1st, 2008, and I was at work. I was sitting at a computer. I had a donor with me, and I remember looking at the screen, and all of a sudden I felt this like intense pressure behind my right eye, and I couldn't see, right? Like I could see, but I couldn't see. And I started just having this overwhelming sense of like just panic and dread and just I couldn't even speak. And I remember getting up. I was just like, I gotta go. I went to my supervisor and I told her I wasn't feeling well and I needed to go. I ended up calling my mom, and we went to an emergency room. It was right down the street. There, they were screening me for an aneurysm. So I had some aphasia. I was like just feeling so out of it. Like something was happening in my world. I got a spinal tap. I had a CAT scan, and they couldn't find anything. So they just ruled it an atypical migraine. I'd never had migraines before. So that was that. Like I went home. I was feeling awful. The spinal tap like was done wrong, and they had to go in and do like a blood patch like a few days after that because I just couldn't get my bearings. And during that time, when all of this commotion was going on, we didn't realize that we hadn't seen my sister Sky around. It was maybe a day or two after the first, and my sister is always around. She goes to college. Well, she went to college, and she was a commuter student, but I think a few days prior, she had told my mom that she was going to be staying at a friend's dorm. So, okay. But it was like maybe like 2 or 3 days after, my mom was like, has anybody seen Sky? And all of us were like, no, we haven't. So my mom started making phone calls to some of her friends, and all of them said no. They hadn't seen her around for a few days. And my sister didn't have a cell phone at the time. She was pretty like disconnected. But she was kind of like an antisocial person, so it wasn't anything that crazy at the time. Luckily, she had signed into her email on my brother's computer a few times, and her password was saved there. And that's when we realized, when we looked through that, she had booked a one-way ticket to Japan. And from there, like, we called the police and all that, but this is a continuation from the last one, so if you're confused, go back. So on that day, April 1st, 2008, it just, getting that atypical migraine was like a sign that something was off in like the world, in my world. It was when she got on the plane. To leave our lives, and it was like a warning. And the craziest thing, I get the same migraine every April 1st. And now, like, it seems like it is like aftershocks from the trauma, but it's like the same type of migraine. It comes from behind my right eye. I start like slurring. I get crazy auras, and it's never fails. Over a decade later, it's like I know, my body knows. Like, how does your body know? It's nuts. The body's nuts. Mental health is crazy. When you experience a trauma, like the lasting effects are like mind-blowing. They're mind-blowing. I just want to know if there's other people out there who experience this kind of stuff. These like just out of body, like weird, like I like, I have no words. I have no words. So this is my life. Anyways, I'm gonna continue making these. I am making these videos without, I have no following. I have no friends. I've told nobody that I know other than my husband. So if you want to like share, I'm feeling really like generous and open. So I think this is good, and if this can help other people, or make me feel like I'm not alone, please. Please make me feel like I'm not alone in this. Anyways, have a great day.